start my timer, I make sure I don't want to go over time. How's everybody doing this evening?
Can I start my timer at the same time?
Sure, if you want to actually be my timer and go ahead and let me know. Yes. All right, cool. Then I don't have to do this. Great. Thank you.
Tell me when to play, we're good.
You get to play. You're in. Hello. My name is Crum. I previously gave a Meekling talk, and I have defected from the organization that gave me the ability to do that, but we'll talk about it some other time. When I was much younger, I moved to Portland, Oregon. Has anyone ever been to Portland, Oregon? What'd you guys think? Yeah, there we go. All right, that's it. That's exactly what I thought. I lived there for a number of years, and when I moved there, I know that there's like teeth playing in the background, but bear with me. We'll get there. But I'm gonna give you a little bit of context. So when I moved there, my brother went to Reed College. He also went to Portland State. My brother is like an engineer. He's aspiring to be a doctor. And so I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna move to Portland. I'm gonna be with my older brother. This is gonna be fantastic. But it turns out, being an engineer and a doctor is very time consuming. So I had no friends. Very few friends when I moved to Portland, Oregon. And I don't know if any of you guys know this, or if any people who have been to Portland, Oregon remember this, but like, the way that you talk is kind of different. The way that you communicate is kind of different. And so what I found was that there was a very significant cultural barrier between me and the kind of people that I wanted to be around. It was very difficult. I found myself very alone after 2 years of living in Portland, Oregon. That being said, I was invited to somebody's wedding, so people like me. I knew people, like I would go to things, but I would very frequently find myself unable to connect, unable to figure out things to say, and it became very, very difficult for me to continue to do that. And so I thought about what I liked and what I wanted to do, and I realized that what I liked was teeth. I like bodies, I like people's bodies. I'm interested in the way that they like form and shape throughout our lives and like what they become. And one of the most intimate things about people's bodies is their teeth. And there actually is a very specific reason why, and I only have 5 minutes, so I won't get into that, but I wanted to start to explore people's teeth. And what I found was that I could go to parties, I could go to bars, I could go out and meet people, and I could ask them, and I could photograph their teeth, because I didn't have anything else to talk about. I didn't really, that's like seriously what it was. It was like, the difference was, do I want to go and like ask you about a thing that like we don't really have that much in common about, or can I ask you about a thing that like you have a very intimate knowledge of, and that I'm very interested in, and I chose to do like the latter thing. And what I learned was a lot about people, and I think that it allowed me to make the slideshow that you see for today. By the way, there's about 30 more of these. There are several like different files of these, but I was only able to accumulate 30 different pictures of people's teeth because there's just so many of them that I have. The first thing that I learned was that Americans, on the by and large, we pay for things like braces, dental insurance, and so American teeth are something that people are very like private about. I think that people think that they need their teeth to look good, and so when you ask people about their teeth, especially at parties initially, they get very anxious and they don't want to talk about it. And I think that to me that was one of the main reasons I wanted to investigate it, because I think that if you don't have braces and if you don't have the ability to think that you really, really like your teeth, then there's a reason for that, and I really was interested in why that was. I also met a few people with like grills. I have a lot more pictures of people with grills, and I was really interested in that because grills are very expensive. They charge by the tooth. It's $100 a tooth, even if you're talking about something like silver. So I was like super fascinated by that. And so I have a couple pictures of people like that. But the main thing was that I think that the idea of having like straight, perfect teeth is a very American concept. That's something I learned very quickly at parties. The second thing that I learned from getting these pictures of people with teeth is that we're very obsessed with having good pictures of ourselves. Oh shit, what is that, like a minute left? That's 5 minutes?
Yeah, bud.
Alright, fuck yeah, dude. Alright, can I just like do the last 30 seconds real quick? The last thing I want to say is people having very imperfect teeth allowed me to show them that like there's beautiful things about yourself even though that you weren't able to make those things perfect. But like, you know, they're cool and they're beautiful and you have them. So like, even if they're a little fucked up, a little decayed, I'm interested in taking pictures of them. And that's the main reason I took pictures of people's teeth, to make them feel good at parties. So like, that's it, bro. That's the whole 5 minutes.